Hello, hello, hello.
We are here. It'll look like, just so you know, on your screen, Hudds, it'll look like it says mic is muted.
Oh yeah, always does.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to let you know it's not really.
I'm through the board. I'm magical.
Define. There we are. So, all right, welcome to the show. Ron is running slightly behind, but he's on his way. He will be here shortly. Over across from me is old Hudds himself, and
My son is texting me.
I am Edwardo. That's who I am. We got some good stuff planned tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the Oscar nominations. We'll have a random news article. It's Kindness Month this month. So we've got some. We're going to talk about some kindness things.
I'm not very kind. I'm one of the least kind people there is.
Well, that's what's funny about the subject we'll talk about, but we'll get it more into that here in a few minutes. But yeah, definitely. Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. If you're into that sort of thing, we'll have it on, but it's not something that I'm overly concerned about. Like,
I know Rick's gonna come over. Grandpa's super excited because I think the Rams are in it.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
Bengals
his team.
And we've got an 86-inch TV. I don't mind football. I like watching football. I don't like listening to Tony Romo talk. I cannot stand that kind of commentary.
I don't like any of them.
Unintelligible. And there's a few of them, and I don't know them all by name, but I'll be listening, and it's just like, oh man, these guys just kind of pull shit out of the fucking air.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and it'd be like if I showed up to commentate, and I was like, look at him with that football. It's pretty neat. And it's like, you fucking played the game. Some of them
have just been professional sportscasters.
And a lot of them anymore.
And you're like,
past players,
who are
though.
You? All you've done your whole life is just talk about sports, and somehow you make millions of dollars. That's really lame. Sarah Palin takes the New York Times to court. Sorry, I saw her there, and I thought, no, that's not the one. I hope the Rams lose. Why do you hate the Rams so much? Just because they're from L.A. now? They went from St. Louis to L.A., from L.A. to St. Louis, back to L.A.? I think that's what their journey did.
Yeah, didn't the Raiders make a space for him when they moved to Vegas?
With the what?
Didn't the Raiders make a space for him when they went to Vegas?
No, I don't think so.
How long have the Rams been back in L.A.?
A while. L.A. can house as many teams.
Right, they could house the whole fucking league.
I think so.
If they wanted.
Yeah, L.A. and New York could split the teams, and it could just be Eastern and Western. I don't know if that's Dad or Ron, like brother Ron. Which Ron is that?
Chatting on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way, and he's probably smoking a cigarette out front. My neck looks really thin when I have a hoodie on.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Instead of a pencil-thin mustache, I'm wearing something unique. Kindness Month does not apply to yourself. Now, what is it that you wanted to talk about at Kindness Month? I hadn't even heard this until you said something in the chat like 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes ago.
I'm pretty sure February is Kindness Month.
That's crazy.
Yes, February is Kindness Month.
Oh, he quit smoking. That's right. Because he's having an operation.
And it's something I learned of because my wife's a teacher, and so they work it into the curriculum.
The indoctrination of our youth.
It still hasn't. It's still no matter what they do, they can't squash that the bullying problem.
No. Because kids are mean.
Yeah, well, and they have mean parents. I mean, my kids are like carbon copies of me. Yeah. My son has a really sarcastic sense of humor, and it gets him into trouble all the time. I was the same way. You got to learn how to harness it. Even now, like I'll say something that comes off it like I'm like, this is sarcastic, but then like a person will take it like literal.
Yeah, I would be expelled now if I was even, and I wasn't even like horrible bad. I was not kind, but I was not. I don't know, but I would be canceled all the way out of school at this point.
Yeah, we'll get more into it when Ron gets here, but because I know he wanted to talk about that. But you had posted that post on Facebook.
Oh, about just leaving other people to their
and so that
it's
kind of
funny that,
it plays into the kindness month theme, which is February. Which February, like the kindness is kind of taken over.
Month.
Yeah,
it's
like
Black History Month.
Black History Month, the shortest month of the year.
Yeah,
so that's all we're gonna give them.
Ron has goodies.
But they got. Story. Oh wow.
Oh, had some sort of macaroni and cheese balls.
Oh, I got some balls.
I think he said
No, there's. So it's like these random acts of kindness, and your post kind of resonates that. So it just sounds like you're being like kindness month gay with your post now.
Yeah.
Now everybody's just thinking you're latching onto the kindness month thing.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about it until you said something. No offense to Nicole, but I'm not a big fan of teachers in general.
No, I don't think she. Well, I'm not a big fan of a lot of teachers. I think there are some great teachers.
Yeah, especially former teachers. They get in their heads a lot that they're more important than they really were. Like there will be a teacher pretty much in everybody's life. Like you can look back and there's one or two that really hit you, or not like physically. I mean, there's always the one, but there's one that had a huge impact on your life, and most of them are not teachers. Like most teachers did not have an impact on one of their students, but there's always a teacher in your past that did have an impact. But almost every teacher thinks that they're having a huge impact on all of their students, and they're not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teachers, and even the teachers that have an impact, like a teacher that would have an impact on me, isn't necessarily going to have an impact on every student. That teacher isn't the fucking, oh, captain, my captain of all teachers. He just happens to have some sort of ability to co-identify with a certain subset of individuals more often than not their own type. I mean, there's certainly teachers that can touch an entire unit of people.
Yeah, but they're
few and far between. Yeah,
and most of them are not ever going to be that teacher for any student. And it sucks to be that hammer to tell people that, but like you can go up to most teachers and just be like, you're never going to inspire anyone. Not a single one of the hundreds of students that you have over the course of your career are you going to inspire in any way. Like, I've interacted with a lot of retired teachers in the last 2-3 years, and I can tell you that at best they've damaged more students. Like that's the inspiration that they've been, is they've inspired like fear and torment as opposed to like any sort of greatness.
Yeah.
And they're just like awful. And you even mention them, and you hear things from their former students like, yeah, this was one of the worst people that I ever knew. And 20 years later, they still remember like nothing good came out of that.
Yeah, no, and there's been teachers that have since passed, and what happens when they pass away is a lot of former students, especially with with Facebook out there, will hop online and be like, "Oh, this such a great teacher, such a great person," and it's like, that's not the way I remember them. But I mean, everybody has different memories of people, but that was never one of never one of my primary memories. I mean, in fact, I kind of remember this teacher being an asshole towards me.
Yeah. Or they just weren't, not only were they not good teachers, but they weren't good people.
Right.
Or like, oh yeah, that was the teacher that kept a whiskey bottle in their desk. And they were only good for stealing a pack of smokes. Or if we couldn't find anybody to buy liquor, we could always, distract them and steal the bottle out of their desk.
Right.
Like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, it's a shame he's dead because he was always great.
He was
beer
good
runs.
yeah. Oh, look who's here. Somebody's here.
Your meat bottle back, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That's holy shit.
Beware
How
of
was it?
bruise
It was
bearing
really
gifts.
easy to drink.
Did you get a good buzz off it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good.
Just set her right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have,
I'm looking forward to.
Do we have paper towels by chance?
If we do, they're sitting over on the table there. Are they?
You'll have to excuse the brief interruption.
I think we might be all right, but I'm not sure. I haven't had one yet.
I've got some tissues over here.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Sorry for the delay, gentlemen.
That's all right. We'll survive.
No worries. Ron is here. Ron has arrived.
Hello, Internet
Brother,
people.
brother Ron.
Hello, Internet
So I'm
people.
not so central.
We are. We've been talking about teachers.
Yeah, I was listening on my way up.
Oh, okay. So you're up to speed.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have any teachers that made kind of in the way that you were describing it, where they had that like really like life-changing, profound impact on you. But I did. I think I need to go this direction or turn the monitor. I can't see me.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, it's right there. Can we?
I'll come this way. You come this way. Scoot.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay, that's better. Sorry. Hey, Mox. But I did have several teachers that I learned really important lessons from.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
But they weren't like wasn't like fucking Mr. Belvedere or anything like that.
Mr. Belvedere was a butler.
Who's the teacher that I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Shit, who's the teacher that I'm thinking of from TV?
Mr. Belding?
Hey,
No.
where's
He
everybody-
was the principal. No, it's
Ron,
not
where's
Mr.
your
Belding.
car?
Parked in front of your neighbor's house.
Oh, okay. Along the edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Shit, who am I thinking of? Was it Welcome Back, Cotter? I think might be who I'm thinking of. I think maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I watched that.
Not sure why I thought Mr. Belvedere, but
Welcome back, Mr.
anyway.
Belvedere. I want one of those.
Man, I do. Damn. That's some good shit right there.
Thanks, Tori.
Looks good. Thank you.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Ollie.
Hey, Amy. Hey, Ollie. To catch up on what I was listening in the car, go Bengals. Rams are, according to Las Vegas right now, Rams are 4.5 point favorites, which I honestly think is a little bit surprising. But
So I'm going to root for them. I'm
So
a big fan of the favorites.
I saw. I mean, you guys have seen it because you're friends with me on Facebook. But I'm very prone to the NFL stat of the day that may interest only me. Oh, wrong hand. Hey, buddy. I found out today that Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford, the two guys that are playing quarterback for their respective teams in the Super Bowl, are Joe Burrow is the youngest number one overall pick in the draft to make the Super Bowl. He made it in only 2 years. And Matt Stafford is the oldest number one pick to play in his first Super Bowl, which it took him 13 years, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That is.
And yeah, I'm not surprised, Tori. These things are freaking delicious.
They are very good.
Very.
People as a listeners like listening to ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But we all know
ASMR.
I'm a
is.
probably a bigger football fan than the two of you combined.
Oh, by far.
So, I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
You're almost as big a fan as I am of the favorites.
I'm very, very excited for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is and has always been in my household like an unofficial holiday. So
to hop back to the kindness month thing.
yes, where did you find? Yeah. Oh, did you pull it up? Okay, because I was interested.
Hudds posted earlier today, which did strike me as very out of character for Hudds.
I'm cruel.
Here's something we could all
Very.
internalize, me especially, just leave other people alone to do their thing. And, and I read this and I was like, I could do this too because I am very, quick to be judgmental of people and things that they're doing. If it's not something that interests me or if I think it's stupid, I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Go do your stupid thing. But it's HUD says the post is the next time you see someone enjoying something that isn't hurting anyone, that's not your cup of tea, instead of saying something negative, train yourself to think to yourself, I'm glad they are happy, and carry on with your life. So it's basically like, leave me alone, leave others alone.
Let people like what they want to like, man.
Right, let them do their thing.
It's not hurting anybody.
And
I might think that it's dumb as shit, but whatever.
Sure.
I'm sure there's an awful lot of things that I like that people are like, "Wow, really, Ron?"
Yeah.
So
I get it.
you know,
Football,
we're
almost
doing
every
we're
time
doing
you
one
make
of
it, they
those
bring it
things.
up.
well, yeah,
right
right.
now.
Like,
And I'm like,
look at some of
why
the
do I-
garbage movies that Tori and I watch.
Right.
That most people would never subject themselves to, and not only do we watch them, but we genuinely enjoy them.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're doing one of those stupid things right now.
yeah,
Right now.
exactly. That's
so-
that's actually a really good point.
So the thought or that notion does not escape me at all. Like
Yeah. Like,
I know I have friends that like me that I'm sure think, Ward does that podcast.
what I'm doing
Yeah.
now is kind of dumb.
I had people at the restaurant ask me about the show here the other day.
Nice.
They were asking about because they overheard me talking to my coworkers about the Mary Mack interview, and yeah,
Yeah, she got us some views.
yeah.
Most people don't watch us.
That interview is top notch. Speaking of
I
past
was mildly
episodes,
charming in that one.
I was re-listening to our
Mildly charming is like your baseline, though.
That's my baseline.
That's where I float.
like really.
I was re-listening to our last episode of the year of 2021 with Bruno,
Oh yeah.
Hudds, and I.
Friend of the
And
show, Bruno.
putting it together and editing the opening. And if you're a listener of the podcast, you will often get the intro from the Beard, brother Rick, who will opens each show with a clip from tonight's episode, and then after the clip pronounces, "Oh, that sounds great," or "That's going to be the best episode
That's the
ever."
best stuff they've ever done.
Yeah, sounds like it's gonna be the best stuff
something
they've
We'll
ever
that.
done.
never do.
So I clipped this one here today and just tossed it up, and because out of context, it sounds
It sounds awful.
horrifying. So
Yeah,
but I love
That's
it.
a good word for it.
I'm gonna play it here.
Here's a quick clip from tonight's show to whet your appetite.
What if, they killed the one puppy or dog or whatever to get back, and then realized how much power they had, and they just went power hungry and decided to start killing off all the dogs?
See, that's a very human response.
Right.
And then you can't forgive.
Is it? But humans are just animals, if you think about it, right?
I know, I use that argument a lot.
Wow, this really sounds like it's going to be the best show. Here's a quick clip from
In which we lengthily discuss puppy murder.
Right.
Well, and that was an interesting article too. The whole thing.
Oh,
Was
we
just,
had a banger of a conversation about that. So if you don't listen to the show all the time, or if you're just picking up this show now, go back and listen to the last episode 32 of Time Spent Poorly show.
where I excuse human-like behavior in monkeys.
Bruno had mentioned after that show that was one of his favorite shows to do. We actually had some good topics throughout that show.
I've listened to it. It was a really good show.
We were all over the map, but had some good.
Yeah, there was a lot of good
Foundational
good,
stuff
good
in
fun
there.
to be had.
But Yeah, so I love it when I find those clips that are wildly out of context can be construed. Like, I mean, we could have been talking about my kids
Yeah.
murdering dogs.
Right.
And how we're like, we're all just animals, you know?
Yeah.
When I was going through DINFOS, the Defense Information School at Fort Meade, there was a whole day on pulled quotes. So it was pulling stuff out of the article for blowing it up and putting it in larger print in print articles, even though there's like 4 real newspapers left in the whole country,
And they're all online.
and they're all junk.
Yeah.
And I would always take something that was just crazy out of context, and you get your 2 lowest scores are knocked off. And so I knew I could take 2 zeros and not worry about it because I got between 95 and 100% on everything. So I knew I could take a 0 and be okay. And there was one of the assignments had something about some kid golfing, and there was one sentence in there where he said that he liked to swing. And so I pulled that as my pulled quote and put it as the headline. It was, I like to swing,
Local golfer, quote, I like to swing.
dash kid. So the kid likes to swing.
Oh, that's
Gave
great.
me a 0.
That's great.
And
That's
she's
honestly how they write articles anymore, though.
I know.
The
It
headlines
is,
for
yeah.
shit. That's a clickbaity shit. You
She's
should have been a
like-
clickbait.
she's like, how could you do that? I was like, it's in the article.
Well-
it fits all the rules. And she gave me a 0 anyway. And I was like, I knew you'd give me a 0 because and she used the argument that it was inappropriate. And I was like, how is that inappropriate? It's about golf. And he likes to swing.
It reminds
He's 10
me-
years old, Chris.
It reminds me a little bit of that Mayim Bialik article that we
Oh,
read,
yeah.
here. I mean, God, it's been several shows ago now, but the headline
The
was
sitting
something
rising
about
test.
how, it was the sitting rising test. And the internet can't stop talking about, they make it sound like it's some kind of
Big news. that
big
isn't-
deal,
yeah.
and it's absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, it's fucking dog
It's
shit.
nothing.
To go back to what you were saying about the kindness thing, and the main point that I wanted to make was that I always laugh when I see memes that in 2 sentences actually capture your thought or something, because it doesn't happen very frequently, but when it does, it's really kind of profound little moments. And that whole thing, I don't want to sound like the big fucking softy that I am. I don't think I have enough words to describe how much better my life got once I started putting that into practice. Once I just genuinely stopped. A lot of it had to do with going through my divorce because everything was so messy, and every fucking time I turned around, there was somebody who was like, "Oh, I saw your ex-wife doing this," or "I saw this person that knows your ex-wife doing this," and and it really helped me to focus my energy and like my focus essentially on just my own shit. And then it just kind of spread from there of like, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It doesn't occupy space in my head because it genuinely doesn't have anything to do with me. And I really, really liked that. And I have to agree with Ward. I did kind of a double take when I saw that you were the one that posted it, because I was like, man, that does not sound like Chris. But at the same time, sometimes it does, because
an alien grabbed.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
punking,
but-
punking the kindness monthers.
but at the same time, suck my kindness month.
he's waiting for someone to comment. Oh, I couldn't agree more. Queer.
Fag.
But at the same time, you very, very regularly, if I can speak, are talking about how people just need to tend their own garden and mind their own fucking business. And
Yep.
there's a lot of that kind of tied into each other. It's just expanded upon from that, because instead of just minding your own business, you're able to take it a step further and be like, you know what, they like that, good for fucking them. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with you. And yeah, I really, it sounds cheesy and very saccharine to say it, but I couldn't describe how much better my day-to-day life got once I started actually doing that.
Well, one thing
Or even
that
trying to
helps
do that.
is seeing another person who's constantly fucking with
on
other
their
people's
soapbox.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I can believe that.
And you look and you're like, why? Why does it matter?
What's your end game?
Or
What's the point?
or somebody who's well, and here's an example, not quite as extreme, but like listening to my grandpa correct people's grammar made me stop correcting people's grammar. Because it's like, fuck you. Is that what I sound like when I do it? It is? Fuck you. Who gives
Is that
a
really
shit?
necessary?
I was watching Walking Dead just yesterday, and like three people. One dude's making two people play Russian roulette, and he's got an AK, and they're trading the revolver back and forth, and
Is this season 9?
10.
Oh, okay.
And the guy's trying to make an argument, and Grandpa just goes, "You should have said him, not this." I'm like, "Fuck you." Like, are you serious? Everybody's holding guns on each other, and you're going to correct grammar? They're both going to shoot you.
It's like Stannis Baratheon.
Yeah.
You have fewer fingers,
Well,
fucker.
There's fewer knuckles on my hand now?
yeah.
You
There's
fucking think I care about that
Right.
right now while I'm bleeding?
Right.
There's an awful good chance
funny.
that whoever wrote the script already knows how it's supposed to be said.
Right.
And is writing a character's dialogue because the character
Because that's how
doesn't
the
know
character would speak. Yeah.
I was a little more polite about it. I just looked at him. I paused the show and I looked over at him and I was like, "I'm no expert, but." And then I was like, "Wait a minute, no, I am both in language and having people hold guns on people." I'm pretty sure in that situation nobody gives a shit about grammar.
Yeah.
And
Is that
he's
the
like,
episode with Robert Patrick?
Yeah,
Twice?
yeah.
Oh, Robert Patrick shows up?
Robert Patrick's the AK making him do it.
Briefly.
Oh, man. Okay.
He's-
Okay.
He's just in the one episode. I was like, nice.
Man. Can't believe I'm
Yeah.
going to say this, but shout out to fucking Robert Patrick.
I know.
Peacemaker.
I
Fuck.
was going to say the same thing. I watched
So,
the first episode of
so
Peacemaker
good.
last night.
I haven't enjoyed it as much as I thought I would.
Me
Oh,
either.
man. I have.
I
It's
enjoyed it,
been
but it
fine,
wasn't
but
like,
it's not.
that's the word. It's fine. But I
James
just don't
Gunn's
care.
James Gunn's humor really tickles my
Oh, sure. No,
my
I
bone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really really works for me. That
Tickles your
whole
can of corn.
that
Not to Bruno.
when I believe it is in that first episode when he shows up at his dad's house and he says something about how he was in prison for X Men.
4 years.
I was in prison for 4 years and blah blah blah. And Robert Patrick's response is just something to the effect of, "Yeah, I hope you took out a lot of blacks along your way there, or on the way there, or something like that."
Something like that.
It was just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's not the
he's
kind of thing you
so
regularly
fucking
hear in a
racist.
show. And yeah,
And that eagle giving him a hug was hilarious. I don't know why, but that got me.
It's
I
a
was
sh-
just laughing. Like,
Are you
why is
current,
that
Ward?
eagle hugging him?
I've only watched like 1.5 episodes.
Oh, really?
You
Okay,
can spoil whatever because I don't care.
I don't want to. But it really the first episode is a really good baseline for what you can expect for the show. But as it goes further along and you learn a little bit more about the characters and you learn a little bit more about what the plot of what they're doing is, it really does get genuinely engaging. Vigilante, the guy that is essentially like wants to be Peacemaker's best friend, is a full-blown... I'm not sure whether he would classify more as a psychopath or a sociopath. I think it's more as a sociopath, but he is hysterical. He's talking to these two characters while they're sitting and smoking a joint about how it's like, man, you guys realize that like 2 years ago, if I was in here and you guys were doing this, I would have just shot you both in the face. Because he's like Peacemaker. He believes in
Law and order.
law and order no matter what. And he later in the episode makes a comment when they're talking about something. He says, "You know how most people like feel emotions and stuff?" And like, he's just he is a highlight of the show. He's really really funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think James Gunn is definitely a movie director. Just from what I
I would
just
agree
watched
with
the
that.
first episode because I'm using words and I didn't want to fuck with where he was.
Oh, dude, I can make you an account on mine if you want.
Would you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. HBO Max is one of those nice ones that lets unlimited people watch. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. It doesn't have limitations on screen uses. So, yeah, I'll make you an account when I get home
Tight.
and send it to you. Because did anybody watch I'm sorry to just hard subject change, but we are on HBO Max. Did anybody watch the South Park premiere?
No.
No, not yet.
It's fucking great.
Is it?
They do a really good job of skewering mask wearers and anti-maskers all in the same episode. Yeah, really, really, really good episode.
That's the one thing that Trey Parker and Matt Stone, or the creators of that show, have always been able to do is basically call out
Yeah, they're good at getting
every point of
everybody.
view on their bullshit.
Very, very.
So they're not like, and they're ambiguous enough that you don't even know where they land on the subject.
They very rarely play their hand about what their opinion is.
Yeah, yeah, and you get a good idea of what it is, probably, but at the same time, they're really coy about it.
Yeah.
But if there is one show that I must recommend on HBO, it's Righteous Gemstones.
Is that good?
Oh, God, I can't endorse it more.
That's on my list of post-surgery recovery
Yeah.
binges because I'm not going to be able to get out of my recliner for
I
a while,
can't.
so I've been adding things to my list.
What's his name's on that, isn't he?
Danny McBride,
Danny
Walton
McBride,
Goggins,
Walton
John
Goggins.
Goodman. There's
Yeah.
so many good people.
John
on it.
Goodman's
Goodman's
having
awesome.
a fucking stellar season. Like
Nice.
he's not as utilized in the first season.
Oh, really?
But season 2, there's like a whole fucking arc built around his character, and it's great. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're even a slight like it's definitely got Danny McBride flavor to like the way he acts and stuff. Like he's got a signature way of behaving with his characters.
Oh, very.
What
And-
was that one Taekwondo movie he made? I
Foot
tried to
Fist
watch.
Way.
Fist Way.
Yeah.
That was his first movie. That's the movie that basically got him anything. That was
couldn't
with
get
him.
into it.
Jody Hill directed it. It was fine, but it was
There's-
just like a low budget. But this like
Did you watch
show
Eastbound
has
and Down?
fucking layers. Yeah, Eastbound and Down. Jody Hill is also.
It had moments that I made me feel like Foot Fist Way, where I was like, yeah, it's a little, but
Right.
by and large, it made me laugh pretty hard. But
Vice Principals is also really good.
Vice Principals was amazing.
Yeah, if you liked Vice Principals, you'll love
'Cause I'm a Walton
Gemstones.
Goggins guy.
Oh,
Same.
and he's
He's
fantastic
so
in it.
good.
Same.
I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on it because
Yeah.
it's got. I'd say that Jody Hill and Danny McBride make a good like.
Oh, very.
partnership.
Yeah.
And they can tell a fucking story. And especially this season. Now, I mean it was fun the first season was fun. This second season's been a lot of fun too, and just the fucking jokes and the gags they do throughout it are.
I just gotta
fucking
quit
hilarious.
falling asleep and stuff. Like, once
Yeah, you're bad about that.
Once I find, well, I've been better lately about watching an episode or two and then switching to something I've already seen.
Yeah.
Or like
That's usually what I do.
Like last night, I watched that episode of Peacemaker, and then I went over to like Horrible Bosses or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can fall asleep to this because I've seen this a dozen times.
My bedtime is shows I fall asleep to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or shows I've seen before. I've
Yeah.
been restarting episodes.
Because otherwise, I pay too much attention.
Justified, and like it's like I know what happens here, so I can comfortably drift off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I turn off the advance episode automatically,
Yeah.
it just
It stops after the
Yeah.
one, and then I don't have because I need the noise
To help me fall
to
asleep.
doze.
Yeah, same.
off,
Same.
but I don't need it through the night because if I have it through the night, then it will wake
Does
me
it wake you up?
sporadically through
Yeah,
the night,
same. Me too, actually.
and then I'm having weird dreams too because of that.
No, I've got right now. I believe. Oh no, there's 3 things. Excuse me. There's 3 things on my recover from surgery binge watch list because mom and dad were nice enough to bring my. We inherited this power lift recliner from my grandma when she passed away because she was doing hospice, and it is a little nice one-person recliner, but it power reclines. It's got a heater in it, and it's got a massager in the back of it. And then it lifts as well, so it'll help me stand up and get out of the chair easier too. And they brought that over last weekend, so we can get that set up in the living room. But I've got Righteous Gemstones, Arcane on Netflix.
Is that the
League of Legends one?
I've heard that's really good.
I've watched all but the last 2 episodes because I was
You don't need to know anything about
watching
League
it
of
with my
Legends.
son. It's great. I've liked it. What I've seen, I
Every-
just need to sit down and finish it.
I haven't just heard good things about it, as we all like to joke. I've heard universally good things about it. I don't think I've heard anybody say anything bad about it.
I lost it today, by the way, when I was listening to the Bruno shows. We were talking about something. He goes, "I've heard good things," and I don't know if he did it
He
On
probably
purpose.
did it on
intentionally,
purpose.
but man,
he probably did.
It slipped right by us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
you didn't
even-
catch
We
it?
didn't even catch it.
Oh.
Too funny.
But yeah, there's Righteous Gemstones, Arcane, and that new. Is it called Reacher or is it called Jack Reacher?
Oh, it's Reacher. It's
Reacher,
fucking
okay.
great.
Yeah,
Is it?
we were talking about that in the chat.
Yeah.
My dad's already watched the entire.
We blasted through it in a day.
Yeah,
It was-
that's basically what he
it's
did
that
too.
easy.
Huh.
It's
That's
8
what he did.
episodes. You're in and out quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
the girl with, or the whatever, the window one with the title murder.
Oh yeah,
I haven't watched that one yet, but I need to.
I love it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I talked Mom into watching it, so I've seen it twice now.
Oh, nice.
And she blasted through it in a night.
Yeah, Tori and I watched
It
it in
was-
just I think 3 days after work every night. But it, as I said when we were talking about it in the chat, it's one of the few things that I can think of that I would actually compare to The Naked Gun, because it has that level of just absolute ridiculousness, but really everybody plays it totally straight.
Yeah.
Like 100%. The only time that they ever really kind of veer from that at all is the one part where her friend's at her house and she's like, "So wait, do you just sit in front of this window and drink wine and watch these people all day?"
Yeah.
Like that was it.
Like one person questions her whole reality.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit.
Oh, the Oscars. Man, Jodie Comer got fucking hosed. She was so good in The Last Duel. She absolutely deserved a nomination for Best Actress.
Will Smith got a Best Actor now?
Yeah. I don't know. I was looking at
That
Jesse
King Richard.
Plemons.
We watched that King Richard over Thanksgiving. That was actually.
Is it any good?
It was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these
Once
movies
it's back,
I haven't
once
seen.
it rolls back onto HBO, I recommend.
Okay, I'll check it out because
It was an HBO one.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Yeah, we watched it.
They
that
play
way.
it for like 30 days or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it goes away.
I've
it
had
comes back in a
I've had
month.
ones that done that. Dune passed me by.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm waiting for the second one, but
Yeah. Some of those Matrix is gone now, I think, and I didn't watch it.
yeah,
But
just save yourself.
But I
the time.
also
You're not missing anything.
I heard plenty of
bad things.
hard disagrees
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, it's not good. It is really not good. One of the things I was struck by with all of the nominees is how few of the movies I've seen.
That's what I
This
wanted
year.
to talk about, and it seems every year I get diminishing returns on these movies.
The dog is a
The Spencer, Kristen Stewart, which big ups to Kristen Stewart for getting an Oscar nomination because she is way fucking talented.
Oh yeah.
Like really, really talented.
Don't look up.
And
drive my
but
car.
that's Spencer, that one that she did that she's nominated for, where she plays Princess Di. That's on Hulu now.
Wow, I've actually seen two of those.
Nightmare Alley's on HBO
Is
now.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's worth a it's
I-
it's
yeah.
like a really long Twilight Zone episode.
I was gonna watch it the
called
other day,
called
but
it
I
in
watched
20 minutes.
Last
I'm pretty
Duel
proud
instead.
of myself, except I ruined it for Amanda because I leaned over and I was like, "This is what's going to happen."
Oh,
almost
shit.
exactly. I went a little more convoluted than it actually was.
Yeah.
But I almost point for point called how it was going to go, and it was funny.
That is funny.
So I've seen 2.5 of these movies.
Which one did you see?
I
I haven't seen any of them.
I watched. We started Power of the Dog. And
What's that on?
It's on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's a
12
Netflix one.
nominations.
Yeah, I really want to. I really have been wanting to see it. I didn't realize it was on Netflix.
It was a Netflix title.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I feel out of the loop on that. Damn.
You're
It came out.
coming
It came out
back.
around the time
I feel out of the loop.
the Harder They Fall came out.
Oh, okay.
Same,
I'm gonna have to
around
look
the
it
same
up.
time, which
Okay.
I haven't watched
Okay.
that yet either.
How long is that?
Power of the Dog. It's
Yeah.
over 2 hours.
Jesus, why do they do that? Just leave me
Yeah.
alone.
No, I haven't seen any of these.
So we watched King Richard. That was fine. I mean,
Dune was good.
and then
been
Don't Look Up was it was okay, but it wasn't like I can't write any letters home about it. It's not, like it wasn't.
Adam McKay's movies are too satirical.
Yeah.
They're just a little too up their own ass about it, and I don't care for it.
Right.
You know, half of these are like a monkey pissing in his own mouth. Have you seen that
No.
GIF where the monkey's laying back on the branch?
I've
pissing
never
in his
seen
own
that.
mouth? It's funny. But I don't know, like West Side Story. Fuck you.
So we
Right.
watched. Okay, so let's name them off really quick for the
Oh,
listeners.
the Best Picture nominees are
Belfast.
from
No
Kenneth
idea.
Branagh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Supposed to be amazing. Again, I've heard good things.
I'm intrigued. I'm
generally like
intrigued,
his
but
stuff.
not enough.
I
to-
love Kenneth Branagh.
I
I
probably won't
really
watch
want to
it.
see Death on the Nile
Oh yeah,
because Murder on the Orient Express was fucking great.
I want to see that too. I just haven't gotten
Coda.
around to it.
I don't even know.
Oh, you haven't seen Murder on the Orient? Oh, it's good. It's
Is it?
well worth your time. He is a great Poirot.
Is he?
Yeah,
Coda. No idea.
no idea.
Don't Look Up. We talked about
Yep.
Drive My Car. Not even.
No idea.
I don't know who's in it.
Dune was fun, but again, it's like a third of the movie.
Yeah,
So
That's why I haven't watched it
wouldn't,
yet.
I wouldn't even have given it a nomination because it's not a full movie. It's,
King Richard's good, but I don't know. Like,
is it really one of the best movies of the year?
Well, I mean, I guess
You know?
when you don't have much to like, I don't
Yeah.
know. There's not.
I genuinely I cannot believe that The Last Duel didn't get a nomination. I mean, maybe it's
when did it come out?
this like in this cycle.
Did it come out before the 31st of December?
Yeah.
I thought it didn't come out till January.
No, it if I remember correctly, it did. But I know it was eligible because it's one of the things that I've seen a lot of other people talking about was the fact that it didn't get any nominations. And
It seems like the kind of thing that would have been
dude,
released in December.
Ridley Scott doing another historical epic like a la Gladiator, kind of in the vein of Braveheart a little bit with the swords and chainmail and but man, the script is really fantastic. It has this like Rashomon vibe to it where it's broken into sections and it's like, oh, this is what happened from Matt Damon's perspective and this is what happened from Adam Driver's perspective. And then this is what happened from Jodie Comer's perspective, the wife. And so the way that the script handles all three sequences is really well done.
But I never get Ben Affleck's perspective.
No, because Ben Affleck is just a supporting role, and he fucking kills it.
So I don't
He
care because
he
I only
is-
care about Ben Affleck.
He steals every scene that he is in.
Batfleck
He
forever,
plays
yo.
this like smug as fuck count who like helps control the courts and is
So-
like in the back pocket of the king, and he is just the ultimate smug prick. He
I
plays
saw
it so
one
well.
scene,
Affleck.
and I couldn't separate that Damon and Affleck know each other.
They co-wrote the script.
Did they co-write it? Okay.
With
Well,
another
there was that whole
person,
scene
but-
when Damon comes up to like bow to him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Move forward," like that.
Mm-hmm.
That looked almost like improvised in a way.
Yeah.
Especially the way
There's,
Affleck's like cadence was. Like,
there is a genuine like effortless, and I don't know if it's because he knows Matt Damon so well, but he is such a dick to him and he belittles him so it's so effortless. Like he doesn't even
Yeah.
seem like he's trying. And yeah, it was fantastic. Jodie Comer straight fucking killed it. If you haven't seen
she's good to
Killing
watch.
Eve, she's the lead in Killing Eve.
she's great in Free Guy.
I haven't watched that yet.
It's on Disney Plus.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Guys?
need to
Yeah.
watch that.
Alex, I
Matthew
saw it
and I were gonna
somewhere,
go see it in
Alex
the
and I were
theater.
talking about it because we did go see it in the theater. It's fantastic.
Nice.
I
Matthew, if you're
showed
watching,
it
we
to
need to
him.
watch that.
And Alex is like, dude, we should watch that. And we never got around to it because we were doing other stuff. But
She the female lead in that? Mm-hmm. Oh man,
no
cool.
kidding.
Nice.
I didn't realize
Yeah, I
that.
really like her.
I don't.
So speaking
know who
of
she is,
movies that should have been up on Contender, is the Old Henry with Tim Blake Nelson.
Damn.
Don't worry about Trace Adkins being in it.
I haven't heard about this.
But Steven Dorff's in it
Stephen
too, and
There's an underrated dude.
and there's a twist. And when you if you watch it, talk to me about it because I'm curious to.
Okay.
I actually enjoyed.
Where can we pull this up?
Where can we watch this?
I rented it, so I don't know.
okay.
I don't know where it's.
I really
at yet.
like
I'll
Tim Blake
watch
Nelson.
for it though, but
I was going to keep the kindness month going, but that's gay, dude.
That's gay, dude.
I rented it. You fucking rented it. It's 2022 and you have all the streaming services.
I know.
You don't just search, what streaming service can I watch this on?
Well, there wasn't a free option yet because it was brand new, but it was really good. We watched it over or in December.
Now,
And
Licorice Pizza.
Licorice Pizza, I'd
I'm
not heard
interested
about.
in.
It's the
Same guy that did Magnolia
and Dazed and Confused.
and
Linklater.
Boogie Nights. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's another one that I'm interested in, but I just haven't.
Not rushing out.
Yeah, it's another one because it's probably going to be 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And do I have that kind of time?
Did you ever watch Boyhood or whatever?
Nope.
The one he did. It wasn't bad.
I'm sure it's
I
fantastic.
wasn't interested.
But that's another 3.5 hour movie.
It-
Like, how am I supposed to put that much time?
That he spent
I admire
like
the craft.
15,
15 years?
16 years
Yeah.
making. It's
I-
insane.
I admire
but it
the
was
craft.
actually like when you watch it, it's fucking commendable what
Yeah.
he did.
It's one of those things. It's like, I don't know, some great work of art, but
Yeah, I mean
but
it's
it doesn't make my dick hard.
right.
Like,
at the end of the day, it's a movie that could
Yeah.
have been made with a kid,
It
with
could-
three kids,
three
playing.
kids.
But it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like
the
what
idea is
went into
fantastic.
that. Yeah,
The effort is Herculean.
It's super commendable,
awesome
but
that he did it. But it
Doesn't
it's
make me
not
want to
getting
watch
my
it
ticket
anymore.
money.
Yeah.
right.
Like, I'm glad it's there. I'm glad somebody did it, and I hope nobody ever does it again.
Right.
I don't think anybody will. Nightmare Alley.
Alley. What a cast.
I intend to watch it. What a cast.
Richard Jenkins is awesome. That dude that plays his heavy, he's in everything. He's in Mindhunter. He's the main guy in Mindhunter.
Oh, yeah.
Cole something.
Yeah,
Coacher.
he's
Yeah.
he's in lots of stuff.
He was in Fight Club.
Yeah. Project Mayhem. We have no names. But
Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Holt McCallany.
yeah,
That's what it is.
that dude is awesome.
West Side Story. I don't care about. That's Spielberg's gig, right?
So-
Not give a shit.
I
Like,
give zero fucks, but I will say one thing interesting that I saw with this nomination. Steven Spielberg has now had a movie nominated for Best Picture in 6 different decades. That's a feat.
probably 6 different genres.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Talk about a diverse fucking filmography.
Yeah.
But
no,
again, West
no
Side
shit.
Story, give zero shits.
Great for a dude who raped a girl to death.
No, thank you.
Javier Bardem and Being the Ricardos. We watched this movie.
How was that?
It's fine. Like it was one of those movies that sent me down a Wikipedia rabbit hole to like find out like how old
Everything.
Lucille Ball was during
I
this
heard
time.
he was
and-
really miscast in the role.
No,
You know-
people complained because he's a Spanish dude and not a Cuban.
I watched.
I don't care.
I didn't think
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
give a shit
terrible.
about that.
In fact,
He's an
when I
actor.
first saw it, I thought that doesn't remind me of Desi Arnaz. But then when I go back and I found footage of Desi Arnaz, I was like, he's doing a pretty solid job with the
Okay.
Jesus, That's,
impression.
that's Javier Bardem, and he's badass.
Yeah.
I'm
So
okay with it.
it was fine. Like it's fine. It wasn't phenomenal.
Well,
Like,
I
it doesn't-
suppose if you like them and you care about Lucille Ball,
Right.
and there's a lot of history there,
Sure.
but I just don't care.
Well, and that was where because there is the history there. I'm interested in more of the Like, I want to know more than what's going on in the movie. So that's where I end up going down these rabbit holes while the movie's going on to be like,
Yeah.
did you know? And getting all this extra information.
Yeah.
Well, and here's another thing: Power of the Dog, Benedict Cumberbatch. How did I not get more about this movie? With the amount of shit that is advertised at me all the time, How
Right.
did I not hear about
Dude,
this?
I actively pay attention to movie stuff, and I didn't know it was on Netflix. Don't feel too bad, buddy.
or Denzel Washington doing Macbeth?
Oh yeah, dude.
How the fuck did I not know about this?
Francis McDormand's in it too.
Fuck you!
Yeah, man.
No, fuck you!
Yeah, I really want to
Like-
watch that. Like, really want
Wow.
to watch that.
Like,
it's from
Denzel's in my
one of
favorite
the-
movie.
If I'm remembering correctly, one of the Coen brothers did it.
Yeah.
And
oh,
yeah.
well, that explains why Frances McDormand's in it.
Yeah, right.
See,
But
actress in a leading role. Why are we
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
the eyes of Tammy Faye? Like, why do we care? Like, why do we care
do we
about that movie?
care?
Count them, two of the chicks from the 355 are up for Best Actress in a Leading Role.
How did that happen?
Good fucking
Isn't
question.
Kristen Stewart in that too?
No, Penelope Cruz.
I saw her, but I was like,
Man.
aren't you missing one?
No,
Kristen.
Kristen Stewart was in the Charlie's Angels reboot.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I knew there was some fucked up spy movie
Yeah.
with women punching people they shouldn't be able to.
Man, and going back to the Ricardos, as much as I want to dislike Nicole Kidman, she's a fucking talented
She really is.
actress.
I don't like her
She's
very much,
versatile.
but she's very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish she'd do less Botox, but
Oh,
other than
yeah,
that, I'm
right.
all right with her.
She's her poor face.
Judi Dench is in Belfast. Gee, many Christmas.
Yeah, so's Ciaran Hinds.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it's got a wicked cast. It's Kenneth Branagh, and that's another one. The first time I heard about this fucking movie was when it got a bunch of nominations for Academy Awards. It's like, I haven't heard about this movie at all.
J.K. Simmons being the Ricardos, actor in a supporting role. He was good in that.
He's
Nice.
good in everything.
I really
I'm a
like
big
him.
fan of him. PTA and did Licorice Pizza.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
Jane Campion,
It's not Linklater. It's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
He did Dazed and Confused, and he did.
No, Linklater did Dazed
did-
and Confused.
Yeah. PTA did
Oh yeah,
Boogie Nights.
but yeah, that's right.
And
That's right. Boogie Nights. I always get those
Magnolia.
confused.
Wow, look at Jennifer Lawrence.
That horrible
She looks
haircut.
awful.
Right.
Some people just should.
So there's a show called 1883, and the young actress in it, looks like a young Jennifer Lawrence. And Jennifer Lawrence looks like, I don't know anymore.
She used to look like a young Helen Mirren,
Yeah.
but
But Best Director is not. I don't know. There's no real surprises there. Kenneth Branagh, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Steven Spielberg are up.
yeah,
What year is it?
right.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a '90s list.
See, none of these, like,
Best adapted screenplay.
I think I skipped the Oscars last year. If I watched it after it aired.
I skipped
and
it.
And zipped through
Yeah.
stuff. It doesn't, nothing in it's for me anymore.
Nope.
No,
Like, even the,
it never was. It's Hollywood sniffing its own farts.
yeah. Well, I used to enjoy, like, Billy Crystal doing the fucking
He's
shit
funny.
he would do at the
Yeah.
beginning. And, like, when they have a decent
He's a
host.
great host.
And they had some good interludes in there. But there's not been anything recently that I care about.
Yeah.
No, and I
I don't care about music.
a lot of them see, and I used to be when they had an interesting host, or at least an entertaining host, or when they were a little bit more adept at making the show at least like in the realm of enjoyable to watch.
Even with all the filler.
Then I did give a shit
awards.
about best screenplay
Right.
and best cinematography and stuff like that, because that stuff interests me for one. And so, but now, nope, I don't need to waste 3 fucking hours watching it. I'll just read the results afterward, and if there's any highlights, they're going to be on YouTube.
At this point, the Oscars is an antiquated
In a lot of ways, yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It should be a private thing for them
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
to
It
suck
doesn't-
their own knob at
it
this
doesn't
point, because
need to
I
be
don't
on
I don't
TV.
care
No.
anymore.
Yeah.
If they want
if I
the
could blow myself, I wouldn't do it live on television.
and then all these
Make a
other
lot of
ones
money.
like
Oh no, I
costume design, best documentary. I like finding shit on my
I'd
own.
open an OnlyFans. if I could blow
Cinematography.
myself.
It's not that I don't appreciate the skill that's involved in all aspects of these things, best film editing, all that stuff,
I
best
just don't
makeup and
care.
hairstyling. It's not.
You could film The Big Five, do it in an hour, and be done. Mm-hmm. Really. But you drag that shit on and on and on.
And they still don't recognize stunt performers.
And they have...
Which is bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Big bullshit.
Big time bullshit.
That girl looks familiar. What's she in? Other than Coda?
Amelia Jones.
Amelia Jones. I don't know. That doesn't ring a bell.
Look familiar to me.
Best visual effects. Shang-Chi and Spider-Man got hit on that. Spider-Man didn't even get... tongue punch a fart box on that one. Spider-Man was good. Shang-Chi wasn't good.
They don't
They
don't throw a lot of Oscar love to the tent poles.
No, they have a pretty strong stance on not celebrating those kind of movies.
Stick jokes for everybody.
And they make best makeup Coming to America too,
right?
Which I never even watched.
Huh?
It wasn't great.
I don't know.
I didn't even watch it.
I wasn't super disappointed, but it wasn't.
It's just one of those things. Like I'm no longer like. I would rather they make something new.
Oh yeah.
Or
God.
everything's the same anymore, but I'd rather it be the same under a different name.
What disappointed me about Coming to America, with the two instead of T.O., is that not long before that he did Dolomite Is My Name, and that movie was fucking incredible. Mm-hmm. Like start to finish, probably one of the best self-made, like most American movies ever made. Like. And then he did Coming to America,
and he's so good in it.
Yeah.
Well, this
one of my
transitions
favorite
right
Eddie
into
Murphy roles.
style versus
exactly. That's
substance.
it. I was going to say the same thing.
And there's so much junk on Netflix in their original movies that something like Dolomite Is My Name comes up, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah, where have you been?
Why did this even happen? It's so good. If you can put up with the language that's in there, which is really, really, really coarse.
Yeah.
Like to the point where even I'm a little bit like, whoa, can you tone that shit down just a little bit?
Cool it there, cocksucker.
Yeah. Like, Al Swearingen's blushing.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And, I mean, looking back, I think back, I'm like, yeah, that was a really, really good show. And
I like this comment.
I can't see
We
him.
can't see the...
I apologize.
That's okay.
I apologize.
I was great at new content. But there's... Oh, what did I say out loud?
I think it was probably about the monkey pissing in its own mouth,
Oh, yeah.
if I was guessing.
That is a good guess.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark on that one.
Or that, or Steven Spielberg raping that girl to death.
Yeah,
I did say
that could
out
be
loud.
that could be it too.
That was pretty fun.
The
true,
term
though. The girl from Poltergeist.
The phrase "flash in the pan" could not be more relevant for movies and TV shows right now. It's like the immediacy of social media and the 24-hour news cycle and just the quickness and immediacy that our world has become is now starting to seep into
Well, I was
the
watching
movies and TV shows. You know, Squid Game was the biggest. Tiger King, another example.
Yeah.
These things that are like borderline could be considered cultural phenomenons, and then 2 weeks later, a month later, radio silence.
Oh, yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
But it's this generation of like, give me more
Yep.
TikTok. We want everything has to be fast and quick, but if we can find something to glom on to quickly and then move on, then that's great.
Yeah.
But I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, one that my son had like turned on, and it was interesting because like they were talking about movies and stuff in the 30s, and a lot of movies, like if they were just shitty movies or didn't do well, they don't exist anymore. Like in the
They just tossed the film.
they just don't like
Right on the
probably
pile.
50% of the movies that were made back in that time period are just gone.
Gone.
Well, and
Like they show them in the show house the one time, for their run. If they're not successful, they're gone.
And then people bitch about things being remade, but Hollywood's always remade things. We were watching, it was like Saturday afternoon, and State Fair came on. And this was like a 1944 or something movie. And this was the third time it had been made. And movies weren't even that fucking old then.
And the other thing is, if you anymore now, it's not, if it's not a direct remake, it's just a carbon copy. It's just, well, we couldn't get the rights to the IP, so we basically just remade the movie, but we changed the names, and instead of an alien, it's this now, or so,
it's a fucking demon. From
it's
Alpha Centauri instead of an alien from Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
It's also fucking.
I mean, every once in a while, and you can't say ever that there's original content anymore. We've talked about this before, but every once in a while, something that is at least enjoyable.
Somebody will play enough
slips
jazz
in,
with something,
and it's not
original. It's unique.
It's unique enough that that it can hit like classic status.
Yep.
Like Galaxy Quest is infinitely rewatchable.
But that's why when I write anything, it doesn't go anywhere. Because I'll realize about 20 pages in what it is that I'm writing, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I know.
I know. I always, because I got really...
God damn it, this is Star Wars again.
I got really conscious or self-conscious about plagiarism when I was young. And so anytime I would write something, I'd always want to write like I feel like I'm doing something original, but then I'll read it and I'll be like, that's stupid. But if I found myself writing something that I felt like I was aping, then I'd just abandon it altogether.
Yeah. Like I'll have a character doing something, and then it'll be like, oh shit,
I'm
that's
stealing
AD.
this from somewhere.
Oops.
But
or whatever.
But and I guess
Jack
that's where
Sawyer.
I fucked myself, because that's all the content that gets created anymore. I had my friend and I had an idea a long time ago for we were going to call it Super Anonymous, which was like basically the premise was like an AA group for superheroes, and they've all got these weird kind of quirky powers. One guy has just like, in one guy's powers, they has giant testicles. There's nothing. And my friend and I were developing this whole story.
Nice.
There's nothing else to it, and I can't even remember if we worked in some sort of. I'm sure there was some sort of semen.
It had to be.
Prolific amounts of semen, but but
come into my parlor.
but we had all these things, and then we ended up, and then the motto was, we had a monkey with superpowers, like a chimpanzee that had superpowers,
Of course.
and Heroes was going on at the time, and so we had a motto that was "Save the monkey, save the world," instead of "Save the cheerleader, save the world."
Oh yeah.
And we were strong into to developing the idea, and then it never just got off the ground. After we talked about it on the phone more than we actually did any pen to paper with it. But then The Boys came out, and I was like, oh wow, a lot of our ideas and stuff parallel what they're doing with The Boys.
Like the guy with the prehensile penis.
Ew.
Say that one again.
Like
Ew.
the guy with.
Yeah.
Prehensile penis.
So gross. So gross.
Yes.
It's so gross.
Comic number 12 is 14
What was
black
his
pages.
name again?
Oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember it now.
I'm sure it was ridiculous. The comic.
I'm
was
really
awful.
interested to see what they do with season 3, because I was really impressed with season 2.
Looking
Eat
forward
shit, you
to
Nazi bitch.
fucking Dean Winchester gracing the screen.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Soldier Boy, if for no other reason than his battle cry is just the name of states.
That's great.
He's gonna kick somebody in the face and yell Idaho. Fuck yeah. Punch him in the nuts. Washington! South Dakota! I can't. I don't know why that tickles me so much. That's one of my favorite gags, ever. And I almost wish Captain America would get a concussion and do that for a little while. Alaska!
We've turned into the biggest group of old men. I went from brewing beer to brewing coffee
It's
for
all
the
right.
show.
It's cold outside.
It is cold
But-
outside.
But the coffee's great.
Oh, the weather outside's delightful. Wait a minute. No, it's not. Cold as shit.
Tell you what,
So yeah,
we
style versus substance.
we didn't give it enough credit earlier in the show, but that mead you made.
What?
Speaking of your home brews and concoctions and creations. And
Oh
whatnot,
yes,
Cock?
so goddamn good.
Sorry, folks.
So good.
I
Just a
really
boy.
I took some to hockey that week too,
Yeah.
and it was a hit there.
Yeah, Tori and I were talking about it, and I was telling her, I said, I don't know what's more impressive to me, really, honestly. The fact that it tastes like that Ward made mead that tastes this good, or the fact that it was like the first time, because wasn't that your first
My first batch of
batch
mead.
of
Yeah.
mead? I was like, most people, me personally, and I'm showing my ignorance here, which of course we all know how willing I am to do. I don't know much about brewing beer, making alcohol, all that kind of stuff. I'm real green on it. I don't know all that much about it. So I told Tori, I said, the fact, if I tried to make mead, you wouldn't be able to drink the first batch. It'd probably fucking kill you. And so the fact that you made drinkable shit on your first batch is a win. But then on top of that, the fact that it's really good.
Yeah,
It's impressive.
I was happy with how it turned out for sure.
And I loved the color of it. It looked like potion. That pale pink.
Yeah,
It was, yeah, I liked it.
it was. I guess for me, when I make this, I spend a lot of time pre-researching and pre-building it in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm not making it, but I'm reading over and over again what I'm supposed to do and how.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I'm
Like
gathering all the
borderline
materials.
memorizing the instructions.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then I have, the friend I play hockey with had access to organic honey, so he had dropped off a quart jar and a gallon a gallon jug of the honey on the steps, and so I'm like, gosh, that's a lot of honey. I don't want to fuck this up. So I have that in my head too when I'm making the mead, because I'm like, I'd hate to ruin all this honey.
No kidding.
Yeah. The what was the movie? Oh, Red Notice. That was the one I wanted to talk about in regards to the style over substance thing.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch?
I quit
Red
watching
Notice?
it. I didn't
No.
care.
I
I watched the Critical Drinkers
And
assessment of it.
I like Ryan Reynolds and I like Dwayne Johnson, but I
like-
just don't care.
I like
I like
everybody.
Gal Gadot.
I like everybody that's in it. I like her enough for movies. She's
The story-
not a really great actress, but she's very charismatic.
and she's
And
gorgeous.
she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And I love The Rock and I love Ryan Reynolds. But I was already not sold when I watched the trailers, but I did just turn it on anyway, just for fuck whatever. I'll watch
I
it.
would
The same
rather
reason I turned
watch-
on the new Matrix movie, and at least I made it through that.
I would rather watch Mint Mobile, the movie starring Ryan Reynolds, than watch Red Notice. At this
Was
point,
it that bad?
It felt
it just feels like a real manufactured action movie.
I was just about to say, it feels like a movie that was written by an algorithm. It really genuinely does.
That's what a lot of the Netflix movies feel like.
Yeah.
It
See,
feels
and
like
I feel like Free Guy is the same thing, but it was done correctly.
It's just about ticking a certain number of, related boxes to, we're going to make a movie that's going to appeal to these people and it's going to be this. We're going to make a movie that appeals to these people and it's going to be this. And there's no real art or craft to it. There's no sense of individuality or uniqueness to it. It feels like
it's just
anybody could have been
checking
Well,
boxes.
This won't be
basically, yeah.
popular, but is anything The Rock is in? Is any of it? Is there any substance to any of it?
Anymore? No.
one of the
Ever?
things.
Since the rundown?
One of the things that I have really taken away from Peacemaker is that while The Rock is unquestionably more charismatic than John Cena, Cena is a superior actor by far.
I think Batiste is the best actor to come out of
Agreed.
the wrestling
Agreed.
arena. The Rock has the most charisma,
Hands down.
Maybe anybody who's ever been born.
Mm-hmm.
I might
Realistically,
go that
yeah.
far. Like Hulk Hogan has a ton, but I think The Rock has more.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely want that man to like me as a person. And
I would
don't
be
know
upset
why.
if he was like, "Hey, you suck." I'd be like, "Oh,
If The
man,
Rock
the
came
Rock
up to
thinks
me
I
and was
suck."
like, "I don't like you," I'd be like, "That sucks." It's like I could probably go now.
Where's Ron? I don't know. He's hanging by his neck in his closet.
Why? Is that how erotic
The Rock said he
is?
didn't like him.
I don't
So
know. Maybe he was jerking off.
no,
Hope
and
he was jerking off. Hope he didn't off himself.
Cena's
He was jerking
got
off himself.
the thing about The Rock is he's it's not. I'm not saying that he's a bad actor because he's
Yeah, he
not.
is. He's not a good
He's not a
actor.
great actor.
He just plays The Rock
He
in
just
everything.
plays The Rock. He doesn't
I
really
think
have
Black
much in the
Adam's
way of
gonna be
range.
the thing. Like if he can be
Every once in a while,
Black Adam.
I think Ward. I think we
give it
talked
to him.
about this on a previous show. The intermittent spurts of Dwayne Johnson showing range, like Faster.
Yeah.
That was a movie where he didn't exactly play The Rock. He was a Rock variant, shall we say? No,
Rock once removed.
the amount of pathos and because Peacemaker's whole thing is that there's a spot later in the season. I know I said I wouldn't get too spoilery with it, but there's a spot Peacemaker's really struggling with his identity and wondering if he's right to murder anyone that gets in the way of justice. And he is very visibly wrestling with himself and almost blurts out without meaning to, maybe I don't want to kill people anymore. And the whole scene for one, it's really well written, but he absolutely nails it. I would never see The Rock carrying a scene like that with emotional weight like that. Batista totally could.
He's got a persona that he has to carry.
True.
He's got a whole,
Yeah.
as much as I hate it, brand.
he's got
to
some.
You're not wrong.
I'd say the most range he's actually put to use is in Ballers, and that's not even a huge. He's not stretching his muscle
Not really.
No.
out there that much because it's not much of a reach beyond who he is as
Again,
an individual.
he's playing
anyway.
a Rock variant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave up on that show, but I enjoyed what I watched.
I
of
haven't
it.
finished it either. I stopped watching toward the end because it got less interesting.
I
I think I made
And
it
more
to
redundant.
Maybe 3 seasons.
I don't think I made it through the entire first season, honestly. But I liked it. I liked what I saw
There
of it.
wasn't enough to
But
make
it's
me jump at it.
yeah, it's not really something that really grabs me by the short and curlies. And yeah, he was good in Jumanji. Everything about those new Jumanji movies was good.
Can you scoot the cursor to the right so I can see what comments?
Oh, yeah.
about?
Thank you. But
Cena played the piano.
yeah, he did, and he played it pretty well, honestly. Mox, he was good in Jumanji. Jumanji is another really good example of exactly what we're talking about.
Jungle 2 he's good in that too.
Everybody that's in the movie does a very good, serviceable job. They all fill their roles nicely. Karen Gillan is great in everything. I adore her. The parts with I don't even really like Awkwafina, and she was great in the second Jumanji.
She was rough in Shang-Chi.
She was.
She was probably the biggest letdown in that movie. She's just really hard to watch. She's not attractive. She's not funny.
She has a really grating
She's-
personality.
Yeah, she's grating.
And I don't
it's
like how she got on the got on the map with that stupid vagina video.
What?
See, I don't even. Yeah, I know of it, but I don't believe
That's
I've ever
how
actually
it's
seen it.
It's so
Well,
stupid.
You had a pause between vagina and
Yeah.
video, and I'm like, what?
She got on the map with that vagina.
Like she's got a
Video.
vagina.
No, she
got a
did
magic
some.
crotch.
It was some John, a la John LaJoy kind of bullshit,
Oh,
but coming from a female, so it's gonna. Oh wow, a woman did this. So shocking.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like Amy Schumer. That kind of that's why.
Yeah, her voice. Yeah, it's grating. I don't like listening to her talk.
Yeah. Which sucks because everybody else in that movie was doing great.
Yeah.
And
Jack
she
Black was
just-
awesome.
Oh, I was talking about Shang-Chi.
Oh,
I haven't seen either of the Jumanji movies
Oh.
because I just don't care.
yeah. Dude, what's his? I don't remember his name, but the guy that played the dad, he was so good. Is that Tony Leung? Is he the one that played
I think so.
Mandarin? I think. I don't remember. He was so fucking great in that movie.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that had the makings of a great movie. It just, I don't think it pulled
And
it
it
off.
wound up being fine. Like
Yeah,
so many
like-
other things that come out now. Encanto.
What?
Watch that with the kids.
Oh,
Loved
I
it.
hear the songs are catchy.
They are.
I hear the songs are catchy.
The songs are catchy. The animation is beautiful, but it was not something that was going to stick with me.
Yeah.
After I watched it.
Who wrote
Not
the
like-
songs for Encanto?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, okay, so now I got to watch Encanto.
And you can
I like
totally tell. They're catchy as fuck.
that. Well, that was Moana did that too for
Uh-huh.
me.
The music isn't as good as Moana.
Okay, well,
I didn't see that either.
but Hamilton, the music and
Yep.
like that it's catchy shit.
It's really earwormy.
It's not.
Oh, he was less.
He's not
rough.
reinventing. He's not reinventing the wheel by any means. His shit's like
No.
It's.
I don't think he's that.
He's not. He's talented in that he tapped into a vein that he is able to exploit really well.
Yeah, now he needs to open.
And he knows how to write catchy music. I will totally give
Yeah.
him that. He knows how to write catchy music. Shit, what was I going to say? But it was not one like Inside Out or Up, for instance, or The Incredibles. Those Pixar movies that fucking stay with you after the fact.
Right.
Yeah, there's several that never leave. I thought Soul was fantastic.
Yeah, I really liked
I
Soul.
really dig
I really
Soul.
liked Soul.
We've watched that a couple times. Mars likes to watch it. She was like, "Let's watch that one again."
So you liked Inside Out and Soul?
Inside Out was okay.
I think Inside Out is absolutely spectacular.
See, those hit me at the wrong and I have kids like that. Those were made for me, and so but for whatever reason they hit me in the wrong way. They didn't get because tons of people I've talked to, they're like, it really hit all my feels, and for whatever reason they didn't do that for me.
See, Inside Out.
Soul hits me because it's a middle-aged dude.
Yeah.
Who hasn't really accomplished much, and that's pretty much me.
Inside Out hits me in the feels, but not from a parental standpoint. Inside Out hits me in the feels in the sense that I think that it's a movie that every child around the age of like 10 to 13 should be forced to watch. It does such a good job of handling really complex adult ideas and emotions in a way that's really accessible to young people. And I'm big on that kind of stuff. Maybe that's silly of me, but I don't know. The whole part of like how she's growing up and like having to actually like physically sacrifice, well, not knowingly sacrifice, but like actually sacrifice her imaginary friend, and the ways that we have to cut ourselves and compartmentalize from childhood as we get older.
Yeah.
And the way that memories can shift in our mind and go from being something that was really happy, and then we can get a different piece of information, or something will happen and it will immediately become the polar opposite. I don't know. I just, like I said.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think that's one of the parts that really works for it. And
Yeah.
I think but I think it just didn't resonate with me on the same level. But I think you're right in that regard, because like especially as I watch watching my daughter age up versus watching my boys age up.
Oh, yeah.
Has been quite a bit different. And it's like I learned something with my middle child though, because we broke the holiday hero rule with him a little early.
Holiday hero.
What's the holiday
well,
hero rule?
Santas, Easter bunnies, tooth fairies.
Oh.
We let that cat out of the bag
Oh, okay.
a little soonish, and because we assumed he knew just based on some of the conversations we'd had, and we were having these like talks and stuff, and it'd be
Yeah.
like, and a lot of it was like questioning things and being like, I knew it couldn't be you guys because blah blah blah, but also at the same time, I also assumed that he like figured it out, and so then we told him one day, like, well, this is all like just a scam, right? And he about lost it. Like we broke it to him a little friendlier than that, but it was like, because we talked to Wyatt about it, and it's like, and Wyatt was like, yeah, I've known. And then I brought it up to Cameron, and he was like in tears. Like he just like it rocked his world, and I felt so bad for like taking that from him before he was ready.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I never even lied to them.
Well, and that's,
I went if they broach the subject, I just say, go ahead and ask your mom about it, because both Jenny and Katie are huge on lying to the kids about, and so lots of things. But
Sorry, that was in poor taste. That one came out. I'm sorry.
but for me, it was always not a well, like Mock said, no cat, no bag.
yeah.
I
I can totally dig that too. But at the same time,
I didn't want to have that tearful 10-year-old.
right.
Like,
Yeah, I can
holy
understand
shit,
that.
you've been lying to me for a decade.
I can understand that.
And neither one of them could even fathom what the hell I was talking about. And I was like, so you want to lie to them for 10 years and then have them find out at school and then come home and confront you about it?
Yeah.
And
Well, that was my biggest fear. Was like I
You don't
wanted
want
to
him
be
to-
able to beat the
Yeah.
bully at the school.
Want to
that
get in
was-
front of the story, as they
Right.
say.
Yeah.
And then it was who hurt you? Like, nobody hurt me because I figured it out early, but I've never really been a child. But I was like, I don't want to be, I don't want to like just build a foundation of lies
Sure.
with somebody who's supposed to trust me implicitly.
Right.
Right.
And
well, and so we have these conversations now where we talk with like my daughter about it, who still is a believer, but we're really ambiguous about how we go about answering, because I don't want to be like, so, well, like he comes at the, I don't want to weave this big long story that will come with like, so a lot of it's like, I don't know the answer.
oh no,
Like-
I just say it's a story that people are told.
Right.
And with Mara, I say don't go running to school and telling people, because some people have like whole things.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's got a real good grasp on reality. Like, she knows witches aren't real. She knows
Right.
monsters aren't real. She knows. Oh no, we know all about Krampus. We were talking about Krampus yesterday. But she knows Krampus isn't real. But she knows with be good or you will be eaten on Christmas. I love you, Grimsy.
Such a good movie.
And she has a book called Goodnight Krampus, and the little baby Krampus won't go to sleep so Santa can go deliver the presents. But she knows that it's a story.
Right.
And
Well, and there's a part of me that I think my daughter does too, because she likes to manufacture some of the details about like she did a whole Elf on the Shelf thing, that she created the backstory for these
Oh, yeah.
things that we were moving around the house. Like they weren't actual Elf on the Shelves, but she made her own
Yeah.
characters out of things that she had. And so I was like, okay, well, so now we had the task of like hiding them around, and then she would
and not to totally shit on things, but how is there not a MILF on the shelf? Like, that should be a thing for like 40-year-old
You
dudes.
need
Right.
to market that like yesterday, man.
Yesterday, we should
For real.
make
Slutty Barbie dolls and
just fucking MILF on the shelf.
yeah.
He's gonna look it up. There has to be one, right? I haven't even thought to look
If
it up.
there's not, there should be.
I don't want that in my Google history.
That's that sells itself right there.
Yes. Like that could be a whole series.
Unsure of what to get your single son this holiday season? Why not stop by Walgreens and grab him one
Just
of the new
happens to be
MILFs on the shelf?
inflatable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really big. I can't even get it on the shelf.
He's on the Facebook, Moxie.
It's a fucking MILF on my couch because I can't fit her on the shelf.
I got it on my bed and fucked it though.
MILF on an elf. MILF on the elf on the shelf. There's something there.
No, I get a ration of shit from Annabelle about us not having an elf on the shelf at our house because Mima does one.
Right.
And I'm just like, elf on the shelf doesn't come to our house.
I love it.
Boy, I want one of those. That's great.
Yeah.
Grooms is on the Facebook.
I'd like to see I'm gonna have to Google that. I'd be interested to see that.
It's a little heartbreaker tattoo on our ass.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
All right, well, we got to get
Yep,
We gotta
rolling.
it's that time.
but
You have stuff to do, and
yeah. It's
You need to
been
go find some
fun,
dinner.
gentlemen.
Yeah, very.
Tell
this was a good show.
Tori, if she's not listening, let her know that those macaroni and cheese bites were delicious.
Yeah, I'm not sure
big
if
thanks
she's...
to two of my best friends in the whole universe showing up in the
Yeah,
chat.
thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
You guys were chatting on different platforms, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
gives
if,
us interaction everywhere.
Yeah.
We've got people
Twitch.
coming over to the house for dinner and stuff, so I don't know if Tori's still watching or not, or if she's entertaining guests now.
Either way,
So,
it was fantastic. Thank you.
yeah, I will let her know.
We titled this episode "MILF on a Shelf."
Yeah, there we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right.